and I feel weary, I'm not alone, 'cause you are with me. A new day is coming, I see light, and the sun will rise, and hope is alive. Yeah. No matter what tomorrow brings, I know that you'll be by my side all the time. You'll never leave me. When shadows fall, I will have no fear, 'cause you're right here. When the night is darkest and I feel weary, I'm not alone, 'cause you are with me. A new day is coming, I see a light, and the sun will rise, and hope is alive. Yeah. No matter what tomorrow brings, I know that you'll be by my side all the time. You'll never leave me. When shadows fall, I will have no fear, 'cause you're right here. When the night is darkest and I feel weary, I'm not alone, 'cause you are with me. A new day is coming, I see light, and the sun will rise, and hope is alive. You are a light that makes a way when I am lost. You love with everything you have, no matter the cost. You are my hope, and I will trust you with all my life. You are a light that makes a way when I am lost. You love with everything you have, no matter the cost. You are my hope, and I will trust you with all my life. Yeah. When the night is darkest and I feel weary, I'm not alone, 'cause you are with me. A new day is coming, I see a light. When the night is darkest and I feel weary, I'm not alone, 'cause you are with me. A new day is coming, I see a light, and the sun will rise, and hope is alive. Yeah, hope is alive.
Oh, there we go. What's happening, peeps? I'm Jacob, and today we're celebrating a day that is all about hope. Hope is believing that something good can come out of something bad. And something really good came out of the day we call Easter! Woo! So, to celebrate, let's do some Easter-themed puzzles. First, an Easter egg hunt. Okay. Can you find which Easter egg only appears once? Oh, is this one up here? No, that one has a twin. Oh, what about that one, right in the middle? Not right. Oh, which one was it? Obviously. Try this one. It's a word problem. Javier has 127 jelly beans. Teresa has 323 jelly beans. If Javier and Teresa share their candy, how many jelly beans will they have altogether? Okay, this is a math problem. Let's see. 127, 323. So that's 7 plus 3, that's 10. 0, carry the 1. That's 2 and 2. And then we carry the 1. So that's 5. So that's 5, 0. We have 5, 0. And then we have 3 and 1. So we did 1, 2, plus 1. Where are we? 450. Yes! How many of you got 450? Nice job. Time for the next question. If Javier and Teresa eat all those jelly beans, how sick will they be? I'm just kidding. Eat candy responsibly, peeps. Time for the last puzzle. Scrambled word. Okay, these letters spell something. Let's find out what. Okay, oh, there it is. And then another P. Got it. Therapy apes. Psychologist monkeys. I'm not sure that's a thing. Let's try this. We have an H, E, and a Y. Ooh, and then, ooh, I know. Hey, rest, Papa. Had a long day. Dad, take a load off. No, that's not it. Oh, it's Easter. Obviously. Aha! And because it's Easter, aha! Try peeps. Oh, you scrambled words, don't mind if I do. Today's story is the most epic true story of hope that you'll ever hear, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you in a few. Good, wait right there.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of John. Chapters 18 through 20.
In the days before electricity, people were used to living in darkness much of the time. But no one had ever known darkness like the deep dark that descended during Passover week nearly 2,000 years ago. Jesus had arrived in Jerusalem to shouts and cheers.
Hosanna! Hey, blessed is the King! Hosanna!
But the religious leaders had been plotting a way to get rid of Jesus, and they had found the perfect way to get to him through one of his closest followers, Judas.
What will you give me if I hand Jesus over to you?
For 30 pieces of silver, Judas promised to betray Jesus, the light of the world. Darkness was coming, but Jesus wasn't surprised. After a special Passover meal with his friends, he told them,
"In a little while, you will no longer see me. Then after a little while, you will see me."
Jesus led his friends across the Kidron Valley to a garden called Gethsemane.
This very night, you will all turn away because of me.
Peter hurried to step right up beside Jesus.
All the others may turn away because of you, but I never will.
In the garden, Jesus pleaded with God in prayer.
My Father, is it possible for this cup to be taken away? But if I must drink it, may what you want be done.
His friends couldn't stay awake long enough to pray with Jesus. But soon, the dim silence of the garden was broken. A mob of soldiers and officials streamed into the garden carrying flaming torches. Judas marched right up at the front and led them straight to Jesus.
Who do you want?
Jesus of Nazareth.
I am he.
At first, everyone fell back, but then they surged forward to grab Jesus. Peter tried to defend him with the sword, but Jesus stopped him.
Put your sword away. Shouldn't I drink the cup of suffering the Father has given me?
Jesus was tied up and taken to the high priest for questioning. Panicked, his friends fled into the darkness, except for Peter and John, who followed at a distance. Peter waited outside in the courtyard while John slipped inside.
You aren't one of Jesus' disciples, are you?
Peter, afraid for his life, froze.
I am not.
Inside, Jesus was put on trial and lied about by fake witnesses.
Tell us if you are the Messiah, the Son of God.
You have said so. From now on, you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One.
He has spoken an evil thing against God.
Outside, others asked Peter if he was a friend of Jesus. Twice more he said.
I am not.
Jesus' own friends had abandoned him. Even as bleak morning light grew, darkness continued to gather. Because the Jewish leaders couldn't sentence anyone to die, they sent Jesus to the Roman governor, Pilate.
What charges are you bringing against this man?
He has committed crimes.
Pilate questioned Jesus himself.
Are you the king of the Jews?
My kingdom is not from this world. I was born and came into the world to be a witness to the truth. Everyone who is on the side of truth listens to me.
Pilate returned to the crowd.
I find no basis for any charge against him.
Pilate was afraid of the Jewish leaders who could get him in trouble with the Emperor Caesar. So he gave in, and Jesus was beaten. A crown of sharp thorns was pressed into his head, and he was handed over to the soldiers to be crucified.
You! Carry this!
Jesus was forced to drag the heavy beams of his own wooden cross through the streets of Jerusalem to a barren hill outside the city walls, Golgotha. Jesus' arms and legs were nailed to the rough cross using heavy spikes. Then, the cross was raised up to stand between two other crosses holding thieves. Even though it was the brightest part of the day, darkness began to close in.
Must be a storm coming in.
Jesus' mother, along with a few of his followers, looked on, their hearts breaking. Around mid-afternoon, Jesus cried out,
My God! My God! Why have you deserted me? It is finished.
Then, Jesus bowed his head and died. The earth shook. Rocks split open. The darkness of despair settled into the hearts of Jesus' friends. His body was taken to a nearby garden and placed in an empty tomb. A heavy stone was rolled in the way to block the entrance. Soldiers were even sent to stand guard during the long, dark night. But even in the deepest darkness his world had ever known, God was still at work. Early on Sunday, even before the sun rose, Jesus' friend Mary Magdalene crept to the entrance of the tomb. But when she got to the entrance, the heavy stone had been rolled away.
It's empty.
Confused, Mary raced to find Peter and John. They too saw the empty tomb and returned home, still trying to understand. Mary stayed behind in the slowly growing light. Tears filled her eyes as she bent into the tomb to see once again.
Oh!
Two bright angels dressed in white sat where Jesus' body had been laid. Mary turned back to the garden, her breath catching in her throat. The rising sun nearly blinded her, but she could see a man standing there.
Woman, why are you crying? Who are you looking for?
At first, Mary thought this must be a gardener, but then he spoke again.
Mary.
Teacher!
It was Jesus, alive! Mary threw herself at his feet. As the light grew around them, Jesus told her,
Do not hold on to me. Instead, go to those who believe in me. Tell them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God.
Mary raced to find the others.
I have seen the Lord.
Through Jesus, God had defeated death forever. We can hope because in the end, darkness will never win.
Got it. You ever wonder why we celebrate Easter every year? Here's why. When sin entered the world, people and God were separate. It was easy to see how far apart we were. People tried to make it up to God, but the price was too So, God came up with a plan to save our hearts, a plan to save the whole earth. God's plan was to send Jesus, his one and only Son. Jesus died to erase all of our sins from the past and all of our sins in the future too, a price we could never repay. Jesus died because of his great love for us. And we celebrate Easter because we remember that Jesus' death wasn't the end of the story. Jesus came back to life to give us hope so that when we believe, we'll have a relationship with God that will last forever. He rose from the dead to show that he's more powerful than any fear or any problem we may have. He rose so that we would know this one thing. Whatever happens, remember Jesus is alive. So, no matter what's puzzling you, you can be sure that Jesus is with you. He loves you, and he is still very much alive. Happy Easter, everyone. What? Oh. Or eaters, I guess. Happy eaters. Let me just, Happy Easter, everybody! And just for good measure, one more of these bad boys. Woo! Happy Easter! I'll see you next time, peeps.